Hello. This session I will tell you how to go from one page to another page. And remember that there are two ways for going from one page to another. The first way is to go to next page by closing the first page. And the second way is to go to the next page by keeping the first page. It means that users can return to the previous page by pressing the back button. But in the first type, pressing the back button closes the application, or it goes to the page which has not been closed. Now, we enter the project. I have opened the emulator before, and I have written the codes related to the initial appearance of application. You see, we have a scaffold here, and I place a button in the middle of this scaffold so that the user can go to another page by clicking on this button. And the user can return the previous page by pushing the back button. This is of the second type. We will also talk about a first type in which the user closes the program by pressing the back button. Okay. The first thing we want to do is to talk about a second type. So we put a body here for this scaffold. The body is a center widget with one material button as its child. Okay, material button. And this material button has a child, and the child is actually the text. And the text is, for example, go to page 2. So we write here, go to page 2. After determining the child, which is the text, go to page 2, we have to select an action for the material button. It is the onPress action. Pay attention that if we want to select onPress action, we type onPress and the Android Studio shows it for us. We press enter. We open a parenthesis, and after that, we say that when there is a click on go to page 2 button, it should go to another class or actually another page. First, we should create a class here, which is the new page. We name it as page 2, that is extended from the stateless widget. So, the stateless widget. And first, click on it and press Alt and Enter at the same time to see some suggestions. The first suggestion is to overwrite the method. We overwrite the build method, and inside the build method, we should place a widget named scaffold. And inside this scaffold, we should have a body. And inside the body, we ask it to place a center widget here. Center widget. Our center should have a child of text type, and the text is page 2. Which means that this is page 2. And we want it to go to the second page after clicking on this button. When we press the back button, it should return to my launcher. Well, now we should use a class called navigator to do this. So here, navigator.auth should have the context of my launcher. We ask it to push from my launcher to page 2. So we ask it to push to page 2. So push to page 2. So how do we define page 2? In order to define a page, first we should set it to the material page root. Material page root. And this material page root has a builder. It has a builder. And here we say that the builder should retrieve a method. We ask it to retrieve class, and that class is actually page 2. So we ask it to retrieve page 2. If I want to show the codes in correct order, you remember from last session, I have to go to the Code tab and choose Reformat Code. You can see that Android Studio arranges the codes for us. So I come here and choose Reformat Code here. It is arranged now. If you press Reformat Code, it will arrange all the codes on the page. Well, by this action, we asked it to take us or to the My Launcher to page 2. And actually the page 2 is a material page root, which means that it is a page that is in the form of material. We need to restart the application to see what happens. I press run here. Hot restart to see whether it restarts or not. So we have to wait a few moments here. Since I'm recording and also emulator and Android Studio are running on my PC, my RAM is occupied very much here, and this is the reason for the lower speed, because my RAM is occupied. Well, now I have to press Ctrl+S on my keyboard to make sure that it is restarted. Yes, it is restarted. Well, now I only need to press go to page 2. When I press that, it should retrieve on press. So navigator should go to page 2 from my launcher. If I click on it, as you see, it goes to page 2. If I come down, we will see that our page 2 is a scaffold in the middle of which there is a text. In order to make it clearer, we give a background color to this scaffold. We select it from the color section, and I select green, and now we restart again. We have to wait until the restart is done. Yes, it is restarted, and now if we go to page 2, or if you press the button go to page 2, it will take us to page 2, which has a green background, and there is a text in the center which shows page 2. And also, I can also change the color of this text, for example, to white. What should we do to change it to white? We should define a style for it. So we are passing the style parameter. We select this style as a class called text style. And text style allows us to change color or font or whatever you want. We can easily add various items to it. We can choose white from colors. So now if I press Ctrl and Alt to hot reload it, we can see that page 2 changed to white. Yeah. You can also change the size of the text too. I go to text style and choose a parameter named font size. Font size. It is a bit slow, as you see. I select font size as, for example, 20 and press Ctrl and S again. When I press Ctrl S, I see the font size has changed to 20. So I hope you've enjoyed this session too. Goodbye until next session.